This is why I think this is like, this section qualifies as class 4. We are at the Shephard Pass trailhead and it's 100 degrees outside. Why? Why do I do this? The trail seems a little broken up here. I don't remember this being this way. I think all of this impact here is new. I could be wrong. I hung all the way to the right after the first creek crossing. I am seeing cairns on this side. We've reached the last creek crossing. What we have to do now is follow some switchbacks that are gonna lead us up and over to the next canyon. Right now we're in Symes Creek. We're gonna move over to Shepherd Canyon. To do that, we have to climb 2,200 feet, which means I need to filter a lot of water right now. We've climbed about 1,300 feet since we left the car. There's actually a really solid breeze. It doesn't feel like 100 degrees outside. I'm really stoked about that. I was expecting it to feel very hot for this entire ascent. We have reached this saddle, or at least we're close to it. I thought it was at 9,200 feet. My watch is showing 8,950. But yeah, maybe there's just another small hill. Oh, there it is. The landscape here, while steep, is still very beautiful. You've got a lot of big mountain views. A little different from the last video along the South Fork of Big Pine Creek, where you still had some wide open views, but you had a lot of forested landscape and canopies that really make you feel like you're in the forest. This is more exposed and massive. Still gorgeous, just a little different. She is Williamson, massive mountain. We've got some better eyes on the route. We're just gonna kind of ramp down into Shepherd Canyon. Once we get right around that corner, we'll drop down to get to Mahogany Flat, and then we'll start the ascent to Anvil Camp. And you can kind of see in the back here, we've got the upper reaches of the Pothole and eventually Shephard Pass. Let's keep moving. Got our first eyes on the Shepherd Creek. Big waterfalls. Those things are gushing right now. Oh man, I'm starting to feel it. We are at mile 6.2 and I've climbed just over 3,000 feet. We are nowhere near Shephard Pass. Actually, I'd say a little under halfway there. Still, that's a long ways. And it's 4:05 right now. So I still got 4 hours before sunset. So we've got good eyes on Anvil Camp here. It's kind of sporadically placed around this tree line. So we need to get there and then above that lip into the pothole. Oh man. I don't know if you guys have seen behind me, but these views are crazy. Pretty sick. Gotta admit, feeling a lot better. Still making small goals. Just need to get to the 10,400 mark to get to Anvil Camp. Currently at 9.6, not too much further. So I just passed Anvil Camp, which is kind of a checkpoint for me. I should mention that up to this point, I didn't really have a focused plan. Because the mileage is so big, we've got a 30-mile round trip with upwards of 12,000 feet of vertical gain for this route. Doing it in 2 days is a little bit more than I'm trained for at the moment. So I'm kind of playing this whole thing by ear. Because of that, I'll be using my satellite beacon to communicate with my emergency contacts to kind of keep them up to date on what my plan is. And I should mention, if you guys aren't aware of how to leave a detailed itinerary for your loved ones or your friends, first of all, that should be standard practice no matter what you're doing. If you're going out solo or if you're going out with a group, there should be someone that knows what's happening that isn't on the trip, and they should have information about what you're doing. If you'd like to take a look at a detailed plan for your itinerary, you could go on my website, traverseoutdoors.com, and there's a really detailed blog. I'll put a link in the description on how you can mitigate risk and help search and rescue operatives have a much easier time of tracking you down if something goes awry. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Just make sure you're doing things safely. We have just reached the pothole. I don't know why it's called that. It doesn't really resemble a hole or anything. But maybe someone could leave the story in the comments. You're at the base of Shephard Pass. You can't tell, but there are a lot of switchbacks that lead right between these two snowfields. And then right at the top of that pinnacle or spire, you kind of go above that, and that's where you'll get to the Shephard Pass sign. Ah, mosquito! Gross. We've got 1 hour till sunset, and we've just got to climb about 500 feet, roughly. Anyway, onward. We are almost at the pass. We've climbed over 5,800 feet, and we've traveled for about 11 miles so far. We've probably got a little under a mile left and another 500 feet. Let's go. God damn, this is so much more scree than I remember. What an asshole of a route, dude. So we were right below the freaking pass. Just gotta cross this snowfield. Woo! That took a lot out of me, I gotta say. That was a little more gnarly of a traverse than I would hope for, considering I don't have any micro spikes or traction. That's steep enough for me to be in trouble if I lost my footing. But I just made sure every step was solid. Every time I used my trekking pole, it was in the ground. Just play it safe. Make sure you don't end up in a position where you slide down something like that. That wouldn't be good. What a shit show. But I did it. Still got it. We made it to the campsite at the tarn, which is right behind me there, above Shephard Pass. But it's a little bit too close to this running water here, and there's probably a little moisture. I'm gonna trek further on. I just filtered water, set up my tent, and sent out my satellite beacon. Now all I gotta do is eat, read some trip reports. Glad to be here. I don't even know what to expect out of tomorrow. I'll go over the route probably in the morning. It's 7:15 and we're on the trail. Slept okay-ish. Not good enough to wake up for an alpine start, which means I'm already behind schedule. I decided to prioritize with Williamson. I'm really leaning towards skipping Mount Tyndall and maybe coming back for it another time. We'll see how I feel when I get down, but to be honest, pretty shot. So we've got a little bit more visibility of the route here. I think I came a little bit too far to the right. I shouldn't be over the lake. I should be right around this side, catching that ridge line. Otherwise, it is looking absolutely stunning this morning. So we made it to the other side of that hump. We've got a dragon back ridge line that we're gonna follow to get to the base of Mount Williamson. The black stains are what we're looking to get to. That's where the route is. So I'm gonna do my best to just get across this for now, and then we'll see what that looks like when we get a little closer. So I took a caffeine tab. I'm having a little breakfast, but man, I'm still sluggish. I'm gonna take a little short break here before I start the black stains. We're at 12,418 feet. It's 8:39 in the morning. I've been on the trail for an hour and 31 minutes. I think Williamson is like 14.4, and we're at 12.4. Damn. We've reached the bottom of the black stains. All of these ledges would work. I also see dirt path over here that I think people might take on the way up or down. And then even to the right, there's a lot of access, but I'm gonna try to go right up the face here and see if I can get above it. It looks fine to me. That looks doable. We are now just above the black stains. We need to ascend this chute, I believe. At the top of this chute is going to be a class 3 crack. We'll reach the summit plateau once we get on top of that. And from there, the peak is a short walk somewhere over here, maybe like 100 yards or so. All right, we're approaching a junction between two chutes. You can see the route still has a lot of scree and sand, but all I did was stay to these large rocks here, which are less likely to move depending on where you step. Probably gonna continue to do that until I get to this junction here. We've reached the bottom of the crack that'll take us up to the summit plateau. This is about a 100-foot class 3 scramble. Feeling good. I'm almost there. This is the final push. All we're gonna do is make it up this. I'll feel safe once we get back to Anvil camp. Okay. I think we need to stay to the right here, actually. Right in the crack. So let's do that. Careful. Oh, this is getting kind of tight. It is this way. Where do I put my foot? I don't really love this. Okay. There you go. Good solid holds. Okay. There it is. Whew! We've reached Summit Plateau. You can see Independence down there. We just need to get to the summit block, which is right up here. Maybe a 200-foot scramble and we'll be done. Well, not done, but at least halfway done. Oh man, get it. We did it. Mount Williamson, 14,380. My watch says 14,278. Oh, damn. 2,650 feet of upness today. 2.75 miles, 3 hours, 29 minutes. It's 10:37 a.m. and we've reached the top of Mount Williamson. Woo! Oh, I got such a long way to go. too long of a stretch. I really don't like that fucking foothold, man. There you go, that's better. I don't like this section. All right. This is why I think this section qualifies as class 4, because there's like a mean old friction move right here. I don't see a lot of good handholds. I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm too much of a wuss. get off this snow safely. All right. Okay. We are not out of it yet. Damn, it's hotter than I expected out here. All right. That's out of the way. But we still have such a long way to go. Woo! Like I said earlier, I'll feel safe once I'm at Anvil. For now, keep it slow, keep it steady, keep it safe, and keep moving. So on the way down, I picked up a couple Ziplocs that were kind of on around the trail. But what the hell is this? Who came up here in Extreme Flex 4 jeans from, what is this? American Eagle. What is this nonsense? They were from Brewston School, 8th grade. What? Of all the things to find up here, like a casual attire outfit. Where's the Starbucks cup?